a team, and there are 2 team cars currently occupying 2 podium positions. They still haven't decided who's going to be on which step.
No, and that battle rages on. Obviously, it's not all guns blazing as it might have been between BMW and Porsche. A relatively conservative fight, but I don't know, Bamber stuck his nose up the inside of Tandy in the tri-oval, and then there was the side-by-side moment out of the International Horseshoe as well, where if there wasn't contact, it came very, very close. We've seen them side by side. Are they just settling down somewhat now? 9.12 ahead of 9.11, and the gap between them is a second.
Yeah, the leading 3 cars in GTLM, the only guys who have a Rolex so far, Nick Tandy has one, and Augusto Farfus in the BMW crew, he won last season. So he's looking for his second, but for everybody else, it'll be a first Rolex watch.
Just going to correct something that was mentioned a little bit earlier on about Ollie Jarvis having never won this race before, because back in 2013, there was a class victory, I'm being told, in an Audi for Alex Racing.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I was just good point, there was. But the overall finishes,
yes,
the best his managers are 9th.
Yes. But the Jarvis family
thank you very
started making that clear on Twitter to various people, and we should correct that, quite rightly so.
Absolutely so.
And Ollie Jarvis, pole position this year, pole position last year as well, so has a good record round here in terms of single lap speed, and also has a Rolex. He was actually wearing the Rolex when he qualified the car. I beg your pardon, yes, that was a Sebring Rolex, which was even cooler, as Shay mentions in my ears. The only Rolex ever made for a Sebring 12-hour victory. So wearing that on his left wrist. Sure, it cost him a couple of hundredths carrying that around with him.
Extra weight.
Just a little bit of extra weight, yeah. Success ballast. 6 minutes and 45 seconds to go. And, well, the general trend is known now, but you still got to tick off the laps. 8.28 completed by Konica Minolta Cadillac's Wayne Taylor Racing car, the number 10. 4 to go, it looks like. So we should just about get to 832, which is way above the 808 set 2 years ago. On that occasion, that was the distance record. Well, we smacked it out of the park once again in 2020. Expected a fast race with no rain predicted. We've had no precipitation. We've had the odd caution along the way. 6 of them in total, which account for about an hour and 45 minutes.
3 of which came in very quick succession this morning, around about, what, 8 o'clock or so, with 8, 9 o'clock, somewhere around about there.
Yeah. About 10 to 8, I think was the first one, and then within about an hour and a half, we'd had 3.
Yeah.
So, but that was really against the grain, considering that lengthy run of, because we've also broken the maximum amount of green flag running ever at this race at 7 hours and 48 minutes, and that was counted in laps as well. 280. 7 hours and 48 minutes, 280 laps.
And of course, they didn't used to have full course cautions here, but since those records began, yes, pretty remarkable. It's certainly been a fantastic race. But we talked about that, didn't we, right at the very beginning of the broadcast, the fact that there's only 38 cars this year. It's the smallest field in the history of this race, but has this lacked anything from your perspective, Johnny Palmer?
No,
quite.
Not at all.
And as we said, it lessens the opportunity for guys to run into each other. There's a few cars on a racetrack, and that's the way it's proved. I think it's just been an absolutely gripping motor race from start to finish.
Yeah. And
we're inside the final 5 minutes now.
I don't think 38 cars in isolation this year was ever a worry. It was just whether it got fewer next year and then fewer again.
Yeah.
But the announcement about convergence, I think, is going to arrest the slide. And I'd love to see a few more GTLM cars, of course, because with the Ford programme coming to the end, but thankfully still in this championship we've got the BMWs. They were lost from the World Endurance Championship at the end of last season, so the middle portion of 2019, and the WEC has taken that quite hard because there's now only 3 manufacturers included in that, being Ferrari, AF Corsa, Aston Martin with their AMR Vantages, and the Porsches, the new Porsches, so 6-car field in the equivalent of GTLM in the WEC. 7 cars here this year, 5 of them still locked together on the timing screen. The 62 was the big news and retirement a couple of hours ago, and it was a rear right puncture that finally finished that 62 Ferrari off.
Nervous moments here for Paul Miller as he watches his car come towards it and go across the line one more time. 3.5 minutes remaining. Number 48 car has a lead. Waiting for the number 44 car to come across the line in second position. It's coming up towards the line now, so the gap has grown to 22 seconds now between the top 2 cars in GTD. So it'll be another, might have to do 3 more laps for car number 48 to get to the end.
Yeah, the Kamui Kobayashi Cadillac is in the final sector, and I'm looking out for the white flag this time around because we're working lap 8.31. My prediction reads 8.32. Looking down to the starters rostrum there, I reckon there is a flag in hand. Looking out for the number 10 car. It goes underneath, so we're not going to see the white flag this time around.
We won't see it next time either. There'll be 2 more to go then for Kamui Kobayashi.
Yeah. So my prediction well out. Apologies for that. Kamui Kobayashi.
That'll be right. 8.32, isn't that what you were saying?
8.30. Yeah, but we've just ticked off 8.31, have we not? So it's going to be 8.32, 8.33. Taking the distance record out further. And now the advantage is over a minute back to Oliver Jarvis. You can get involved with Michelin post-race tech when we finish this race, and of course we'll hear from all the class winners as well. Some reaction from all 4 teams, looking like Konica Minolta for victory in DPI. Dragon Speed going so well in LMP2. BMW now have a 13-second advantage. BMW Team RLL with their M8 and Jesse Krohn finishing off the stint. And a nervous-looking Paul Miller, yes, but they have got almost a 25-second advantage for Andrea Caldarelli in the Lamborghini Huracan, back to the blue number 44 of Marco Mappelli. 90 seconds left on the clock. We are now inside a lap time, so it'll be white flag this time around. And yeah, the white flag just underneath the starters rostrum right now. In hand though, and about to be displayed to Kamui Kobayashi, who comes through Speedway turn 4 with some traffic, but it's white flag being shown now as Kamui Kobayashi goes across the stripe. He had the 57 Acura to negotiate. No problems there, though. I'm sure he's encountered a GTD car many times into turn number 1. Got one of those dream messages from those on the Pratt Perch at Wayne Taylor Racing not so long ago, which was there was no fuel marker to hit either. You can use as much fuel as you want, so no wonder the gap's being opened up back to Oliver Jarvis. It stood at 48 seconds in the early part of this current stint, stretched out to 52. It's now 62 seconds for Kamui Kobayashi, showing no signs of letting up. What about the 2 Porsches in GTLM? There's still a second, just over a second between them, so 9.12 looking very likely that it will finish ahead of 9.11. Actually, the gap's even larger than that now, 4 seconds the difference between Bamba and Tandy, so they have settled into an order. Tonio Garcia, a minute and 20 seconds back. The Corvette, the brand new C8R, is going to miss out on a podium during its first outing. The Porsches are brand new to this championship as well. They'll leave Daytona with a double podium, but they're going to miss out on the win. But Wayne Taylor Racing in the number 10 car, it's a very different lineup from last year. Well, not very different. A couple of drivers the same, but they took victory after that race was red flagged early. It was a horrendous race, really, with the rainfall in 2019. This one has run dry throughout and very few cautions indeed. It's a distance record and it's a victory again for the 10 team. Wayne Taylor leans back on his chair. He can't believe what's just happened. GTLM victors will be the BMW squad, and the Team RLL with their M8 GTE. Congratulations to Jesse Krohn, who's been at the wheel of that car for a long time, but also we shouldn't forget about Chaz Mostert, Augusto Farfus and John Edwards. So that's 2 of the class winners seen across the line. Still waiting for the second place car of Ollie Jarvis to appear as well. GTD Lamborghini Huracan from the second of the Lamborghini Huracans, and locked into third position across the line goes the Audi. Dragon Speed, though, up on the high banks, coming through speedway turns 3 and 4 with the checker in sight, and the white car with the blue body stripe and those stars down it, looking rather battered and dog-eared, but the 81 car takes victory now with Ben Hanley at the wheel. And we must also congratulate Henrik Hedman, Colin Brown and Harrison Newey on their victory. And finally, the GT Daytona victory goes the way of Paul Miller Racing, crossing the line now with Andrea Caldarelli at the wheel of the 48 car, backed up with Madison Snow, Brian Sellers and Corey Lewis. Let's go straight down to the pit lane to get reaction about the number 10's victory. Here's Ryan Briscoe.
And the screaming down on pit lane, I can hear it through my headset as Ryan Briscoe just climbed back up onto the wall to celebrate with the team. You were so nervous as we got into these final couple of hours, then you just got to watch it all unfold. What was the key to victory?
Just keeping it on the track. I mean, Kamui did a fantastic job the last 2.5 hours. You know, we knew the car was fast, so just relieving there were no yellows at the end, and we were just able to maintain the lead, and just so proud of all these guys. I mean, Wayne just puts together this program, and they're always a car that can win the Daytona 24 hours. I think this is 3 out of 4 years now, so amazing to be a part of it. I'm just so happy for everyone on board, and woo, we did it.
You can hear that smile on his face. The celebration continues, Shay.
John, I've been avoiding you like the plague because the black
much.
BMW has brought you so much luck in the past. 3 times you finished 4th here. You are now a Rolex owner and a Daytona winner. What does this feel like?
I mean, I've never even finished on the podium here. Daytona has treated me so badly in the past, and I'm not sure. I think this might be my 10th year here, and the very first year I finished 4th. I guess you said we had another couple times finishing 4th, and you know, that's so bittersweet. You know, when you finish the race and have all that effort and no celebration really from it. So yeah, I think today we were looking pretty sure that it was going to be a podium, but if it had been 2nd or 3rd, it would have been so bittersweet. Yeah, it was hard to believe. It was hard to watch the end. I've never been more anxious in my life, and I looked at Chaz, and he was just cool as a cucumber, you know, rocking his Casio calculator watch, and I'm a little concerned about him because I don't know what he's going to do. You know, now he's got this nice watch, but I don't know if he knows how to tell time on an actual watch. He's got his digital calculator, so I think we might have to teach him a little bit, but yeah, I'm so relieved. The guys at BMW, despite all the hardships we've had the past few years, you know, never lost faith in me, never lost faith in Jesse, and it feels really nice to get one for them today.
Congrats, John. Now to Renger and Jamie.
And Renger van de Zanden now congratulating Wayne Taylor. He was FaceTiming the entire moment of the checkered flag so his family back at home could see. Renger, you have this huge sigh of relief. You can see it on your body language. 2 years in a row. What was different this time around?
I mean, you know, we fought so hard, and I think at the end of the day we had such a strong car. We just executed so well, and it's just unbelievable to be in such a fast car and just win this race again. I mean, with Wayne you always have a chance to win, and that's just a fantastic feeling. We won it again 2 times in a row. Can you believe it? So super happy, super relieved. My teammates were superstars. My team was a superstar team. We just won it. It's unbelievable. I'm very happy.
You were part of that superstar team. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Shea Adam working very hard to head down towards the LMP2 pit stall, but Jamie Howe's not got very far to go at all to Paul Miller Racing, so can get some reaction from the GT Daytona category.
And pit lane is becoming a bit of a mob scene here. I'm going to grab Madison Snow. You came back for the season. You're in for the whole year. You're laughing. You just won the Rolex 24 at Daytona.
I mean, it's a